We have a lot to talk about on this edition of the Red Sox Rundown. The Red Sox made a trade. Connor Wong got injured, and the Red Sox's 5-game winning streak was snapped. But before we get into all of that, Alex Bregman won AL Player of the Week this past week after absolutely dominating the competition. I personally thought it should be Wilyer Abreu, but it's a good problem to have when you've got two players vying for American League Player of the Week. If you are happy that Alex Bregman is a member of the Boston Red Sox, just go down and spam me in the comments. Every single person that watches this video should spam me down below in the comments. Spam it as many times as you want, and we're going to get into today's video. Welcome into this edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I am your host, Jack Lauderay, and we have got a lot to cover today. The Red Sox made a trade, we have Red Sox injury news, and the Red Sox did play the Toronto Blue Jays tonight in a very, very ugly game. Let's start with the trade that went down earlier today. The Red Sox traded Quinn Priester to the Milwaukee Brewers, and in exchange, the Red Sox are getting back minor league outfielder Yoferi Rodriguez, a competitive balance round A draft pick, and a player to be named later, or cash considerations. Now, two big notes on this trade that I wanted to cover. First note, the Red Sox are extremely, extremely confident in their pitching depth. If they felt like they were able to trade away an asset like Quinn Priester, who is minor league pitching depth, if they felt confident enough in their rotation, they were going to make that happen. And obviously, they feel confident enough. You've got your mainstays of Crochet, Houck, Buehler. You've got Bayo and Giolito, who are going to come back very soon. And then you've got the Richard Fitzes, Sean Newcombs, Hunter Dobbins, who played really well yesterday, and then others down in the minors as well. Cutter Crawford will eventually come back as well. The Red Sox feel really, really good about where they sit with their pitching depth. And I think that Hunter Dobbins' performance last night was really kind of the tipping point for Craig Breslow to be like, yes, we can feel comfortable shipping off Quinn Priester. So that's really good to see that the Red Sox are confident in their pitching depth because, as we already saw, 3 pitchers started the year on the IL. So to have that depth and for the Red Sox and Craig Breslow to feel confident about that depth is something very, very valuable that the Sox have not had in years. Secondly, you got this type of haul for Quinn Priester. Yoferi Rodriguez, we'll talk about him in a second. You get the player to be named later, cash considerations, okay, but that competitive balance round A draft pick, that is pick number 33 overall in the 2025 MLB Draft. You traded away Quinn Priester, who is minor league pitching depth, for the number 33 overall pick in the draft. Now, I get it. And I did see some comments about this when I did the YouTube short. The Red Sox, I think they saw, and I think most people see Quinn Priester as a potential viable option for a long-term starting pitcher in the future. And I think that that's very, very doable. But again, it goes back to the argument about the depth. I think the Red Sox, the depth that they have, the depth that they are holding on to, I think is enough for them to feel really good about it. I think you've locked down Crochet for a while. I think they'll probably think about locking down Houck unless he continues to implode. Buehler's going to be a free agent. You lock down Bayo. You've got Dobbins, who's controllable. You've got Sean Newcomb, who's controllable. You've got Richard Fitz, who's controllable. You've got a lot of controllable pitchers that you can hopefully, and it looks like are starting to develop into major league starters. So we'll see what happens. Few notes from Tyler Milliken on Yoferi Rodriguez. 18-year-old, so project, a lot of developing to do. He's not going to be there yet, but this is what Tyler says. He says he feels like the exact type of bat the Red Sox like to target. Doesn't chase much. Showed the ability to draw a walk with a 12.2% walk rate in single A as a 18-year-old. Very, very impressive. The Brewers were working on tweaking his swing to lift the ball more, and then he finishes with let the Sox cook. So I like this trade a lot. I think you give up Quinn Priester and get back an intriguing outfield prospect. And I know everyone's going to say, Jack, we got all the outfielders. Guys, this guy's 18 years old. He's not coming up in the next 2, 3, 4 years. He's going to take time to develop. So I know that everyone's like, Jack, we've got too many outfielders. Just Let Gray cook. But it's that number 33 overall pick that I think really is the biggest thing here. Grade the trade for me down below in the comments. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to give it an A. Honestly, I'm honestly going to give it an A because, again, Quinn Priester was minor league pitching depth, and you got the 33rd overall pick in the draft in a very intriguing minor league outfield prospect. So I'm give it an A, but you guys let me know in the comments. A, B, C, D, or F. Grade the Quinn Priester trade down below in the comments. We did have another roster move happen today as well. Cooper Criswell got sent down to AAA. He just wasn't on, and I know I actually got a Twitter argument today with a Cooper Criswell fan. Look, the defense did not do Criswell any favors, especially in the game on Sunday night, but you need to be able to execute after that. You need to be able to persevere. You need to be able to show poise, and Criswell didn't do that. If that was a closer game, that game could have been blown for the Red Sox. The fact that they had put up 18 runs helped Criswell, but 3-run home run like in the ninth, that's you got to show composure after your defense makes an error. And I get it, the defense needs to be better, and they played a sloppy game again today, which we'll talk about in a second, but it just wasn't Criswell's time. He struggled in the outings that he had. He's going to go down to AAA. He'll be back up again this year. I'm not really worried about it, but they brought up Robert Stock, who pitched today, actually. And yeah, that was kind of the big move that happened, kind of roster move that happened today after the Priester trade. All right, we're going to talk about the game here in a second, including the injury news around Connor Wong. But if you love the Red Sox, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow this and make this the fastest growing Red Sox channel on YouTube. Help us do that. If you love Red Sox news, rumors, injury updates, recaps after every single game, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You will not regret it. And hey, in a week, if you don't enjoy the content, you can unsubscribe, money back guarantee. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join us, Red Sox Nation. All right, talking about the game. I'm going to be quick about this. It was an ugly game. Sox lose 6-2. It was a hard one to get through because it's a cold, rainy day. People just were not in it. The crowd wasn't in it. It was an ugly, ugly game. Sox commit 2 errors, only get 5 hits. Jose Barrios kind of dominated the Sox throughout the game. First things first, Connor Wong left the game early with a left-hand contusion that breaking news actually. As we're filming this right now, Connor Wong actually fractured his finger and is going on the IL. Yeah, so he got hit on the catcher's interference. That happened at the beginning of the game, and he did not stay in. He finished out the inning, but then he was pulled right away for Carlos Narvaez. This news is just breaking right now as I'm filming this video. Connor Wong, fractured finger, going to the IL. Look, we don't want to hope for injuries. I feel really bad for Connor. I hope he gets well soon. He was not playing well. So hopefully he will have some time to recoup, relax, kind of get his mind right as he's recovering from this fractured finger. No idea how long he's going to be out. A fractured finger could be a few weeks to a few months potentially. I'm not a doctor, so don't take that with a grain of salt. But now Carlos Narvaez is going to have to step up. He's going to be the everyday catcher. And then you've got Blake Sable and Seby Zavala in AAA. So they're going to have to figure it out. Not what you want to see. You never want a player to get hurt, especially at this point in the season. And hopefully Connor Wong comes back soon. And I'm going to go through my notes pretty quickly tonight. Not a lot really to talk about. Not a lot offensively, like I kind of already touched on. Only 5 hits. Willier was quiet, 0 for 4. The hits, Jarren Duran was one of the high points. He went 2 for 3 tonight with a walk. He had one of the best nights of any. Bregman had a hit. Casas had a hit. Story had a hit. Jose Barrios kind of dominated. 7 innings pitched, only 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 2 Ks. Didn't get a lot of swing and miss, but the Sox were just weak contact, weak fly balls. We're not doing anything tonight at all. It was a very, very weak day for the Red Sox. 4 straight games with an RBI for Rafael Devers. 6 total in the last 3 games. That is also coming from Tyler Milliken. Great to see that. Seeing that he's getting back in his groove and getting back in his stuff. Richard Fitz looked okay. His final line was 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 Ks. Want to get that walk rate down. he had a lot of runners on throughout this game, a lot of runners on. He really liked having traffic on the base paths, and that's just not going to work if you want to continue to be successful in the majors. That's just not going to work at the end of the day. A few other notes: Bregman tried to stretch a single into a double. He got thrown out. Can't do that, especially when runs are very, very tough to come by. Greg Weissert struggled. There were a few defensive blunders that did not help him at all. Tristan Casas had a really big RBI single in the 8th. It's great to see that he is showing some life as well. And then kind of the biggest one, 2 runners on, 2 outs. Trevor Story strikes out looking at a fastball directly down the middle. I don't know what Story was looking for in that scenario. It was literally a ball right down the middle, and you got to protect the zone. We talked about this in the Texas series. You got 2 strikes. You got to protect the zone. And this wasn't even a borderline pitch on the outside of the zone. This was right down the middle of the plate. I just that was the most baffling moment of the night for me. I was literally lost for words. I'm like, what were you looking for there? Like, that was literally a pitch gift wrapped to you by the reliever, and it just was not great. But look, at the end of the day, it's an ugly, sloppy game from the Sox. Every team is going to have one of these games. It's going to happen all the time. But look, 5-game losing streak is snapped. Look, at the end of the day, very ugly, sloppy game from the Red Sox. You win some, you lose some. This is just one that didn't go their way. They just weren't getting the hits. They had a few hard hit balls that just ended up being outs. It is what it is. They're going to come back tomorrow. Crochet's on the mound. I feel really confident about that income. And hopefully the weather is better, because it just seemed like a very nasty, nasty night in Boston. Look, I'm still confident in the Sox. I know you guys are still confident in the Sox. If you are confident in the Red Sox still, even after tonight's ugly game, spam SOX in the comments. I just want to see a million SOX in the comments, because I'm still confident. I know you guys are still confident. With Crochet on the mound tomorrow, I think that's kind of, I don't want to say an automatic dub. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm feeling very, very good with Garrett Crochet on the mound tomorrow. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch. Again, running down what happened today. Quinn Priester got traded to the Brewers for an absolute haul, in my opinion. Connor Wong has a fractured finger. He will go to the IL. The Red Sox lose and have their 5-game win streak snapped in a very, very ugly game. And we move on to tomorrow with Garrett Crochet on the mound. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want more Red Sox news, rumors, game recaps, all of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And again, try it out for a week. If you don't like the content, you can unsubscribe, money back guaranteed. The whole thing is 100% free. I appreciate you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And until next time, go Sox.